Attach the stingers before you start lining up the Jeep with the RV. The stinger with the orange band on it goes on the left. The stinger with the white band on it goes on the right. You start out, you want to end up with them having the little pull pins facing each other. All right. First stinger comes up. And twist in. Okay.
You want to do the next one?
No, you do. This one is actually showing better. Okay. Stingers, the ring is up, shoved in, turn in. They face each other.
Stop.
Approach the RV, give yourself about 30 to 40 feet. Let it inch forward slowly while you move it from 2 high to 4 high.
Excellent.
Go.
Okay, what I do is that I get in between these two bars. I lift them up, bending my knees, keeping my back straight. And then I step forward while pulling these forward and see if I can hook them up. This one looks great. I can put that in there. This one, not quite. I need to pull forward just a couple inches.
To get the hitch to go from the way it is to the way you want it, and to spread open the two little things, you have to push back on this, and then the hitch part goes out to each one. If you're going to start with this one, rest the stinger part on top, rest the hitch part up on top of the stinger while you put this one together to make sure it works. And as this little thing goes all the way through, this comes over.
Yes.
Get the little holes lined up. And over the top.
Yes.
And down it goes. And as I recall, that goes over there. Okay, now that that one's done, you can come over. I'm going to film that. And you take the little knobby thing out, put the hitch thing in, vibe it, put the knobby thing all the way through hole number 1 thing. Make sure all the holes are lined up down here. This goes down in. Make it match. There you are. Is that the same? It's the same. Right?
Yes.
Now the next thing is to hook up the blue cable cord from the hitch to the Jeep. Take that big old clip off. Do you unwind it all the way? What are you doing?
Unhooking.
There are two. Can I see this hook now? There are two of these things that have to be undone to get the blue cable cord untwisted. It appears that there are two cable cords. Okay. Each stays attached at one end of the RV end. Then it comes out along a hitch arm, coils around underneath, cross over to the other hitch arm, go over it, and come up underneath, and it hooks in just like that. Then take your second blue cable cord underneath the hitch arms, up over the other opposite side. Underneath, on the outside, there's a place to hook it. Right like that. There's a J marked on both sides of the plug part, and you want the two little holes that don't make it 6 o'clock. It's like more like 4 o'clock and 5 o'clock facing down, and then it make sure it's shoved in there good.
Yeah, because this will fit over it and click on it.
And then that little cap
will click on it. If you
clicks
look under
down.
it, you can see it clicks over this ridge here.
Okay. With the RV cord, it's just like the other one. There's a top and there's a bottom, and you have to push it in a little bit harder than you think until it kind of clicks. It's not a slam dunk. It goes in, and then give it a good push. And then this comes down and just rests on the cable. You don't do any fancy loop-de-looping with it. It's just connected.
Bring the vehicle to a complete stop. Press and hold the brake pedal. Shift the automatic transmission into neutral. Turn the engine off. Shift the transfer case lever into neutral. Stop.
At this point, the stingers are connected, the safety cable is connected, and we're back in the Jeep where it's been left with the engine off, in neutral, and the gear in 4 high. Now we have to move the gear, the 4-wheel thing, back to neutral. That wasn't so easy. I'm putting my foot on the brake. You probably don't have to. And that's it.
Almost. Page 555.
After taking the parking brake off, you can take your foot off the brake. The next step is to move the gear shifter into neutral.
From 4 high to neutral,
Yes.
on the left.
From 4 high to neutral. And that's that. The directions for getting the Jeep ready to be towed are found on page 555 of the big fat manual. There's a yellow post-it marking the place. So the parking brake is off. There's no foot pedal on. The engine is off. The gear thing is in neutral, and the real gear is in neutral. The next step is to
Start the engine.
start the engine.
Shift the transmission into reverse.
Put it in R.
Take your foot off the brake pedal.
Foot's off the brake pedal.
Touch the accelerator and rev it just a little bit.
Use the gas pedal to check to make sure you're in N.
Good.
That's enough?
Now, put it into drive.
Put the wheel shifting into D.
Let your foot off the brake pedal.
Foot off the brake pedal.
Push the accelerator.
Push the accelerator to check.
Yep. not
Didn't go
moving.
anywhere.
Excellent.
Okay.
Turn the engine off.
Turn the engine off. When the engine goes off, it doesn't go all the way over like it usually does. It just goes like the first click.
Shift the transmission into park.
Put the real gear shifter into P.
You are now ready to roll.
That's all I need to do. Do I need the keys in the ignition?
You do not need to leave the keys in the ignition.
I can take the keys out, but I don't turn it anymore. Just they'll come out.
I think you need to turn it.
No, now it turns, and I got the keys out. I expect if I wanted to have the windows up, I should have made sure all the windows and everything were up before I turned the engine off. Oh, it goes up anyway. Okay. And that's it, right?
Right. You can't just...
When you want to take the Jeep someplace and leave the RV behind, before you do anything, you leave it all attached, and you get in the Jeep, and you put the key in, and you turn it, you leave it where it is in the lock, right?
You turn it to the on-run position.
You
like
turn
the
it to
radio.
the position where you could listen to the radio if you wanted to, and it wouldn't click off on you, where it makes the annoying ding, ding, ding. Now you put your foot on the brake.
Yes.
Now you start reading.
You press and hold the brake pedal. You now shift the transmission on the right,
The
one,
real transmission.
The real transmission into neutral.
Into N. Put it into N.
Now you shove that transfer case
The hard
knob
one.
up into 2H.
Put it back where it belongs, up at 2H. This is not easy, and you can break a nail, so be real careful.
You get it.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
I broke a nail, too. All right.
Now you shift the automatic transmission into park.
Put it into park.
Release the brake pedal.
Release the brake pedal.
Go outside and disconnect the vehicle.
Then you can do your disconnections. So it's key on to the radio plays position, foot on the brake, take the hard gear thing and put it back where it belongs, take the real shifter and put it in park. Then you've never turned on the engine. Get out and unhook your cables.
Just
After you've done all your disconnecting and put everything back in the blue bag and put the blue bag back in the RV, then you just come back and the Jeep's ready to go.
yes.
I can start it up.
Yes. I always pull forward just a couple inches. The first one as I do is drive. I
So JR says,
Drive.
you got a little bit there. I can't do it because I'm still really
that's
hooked
right, of
up.
course, yeah.
But if I weren't hooked up, I'd put it into drive and ooze up just a little bit.
And then you can back up.
And then back up. But of course, that's remembering that you have already disconnected.
Right.
All right, I'm going to put this back in park. This is just like nothing's different. Parking brakes off. We're done.
We're done.